Shalom, family. It's a voice in the wilderness, and I'm Brother Jermaine. I got Brother Gerard with me, and we're going to talk
Shalom.
about. Say shalom, brother, again.
Shalom, family.
All right, today we're going to talk about a set apart lifestyle. How to be in a set apart lifestyle. So, what is a set apart lifestyle? That's what we need to understand when it comes to this world. What a set apart lifestyle is. And we're hoping to edify you with this teaching on set apart lifestyle. So first, I'm going to say, um, how do you be set apart? That's the first thing. So what I'm going to show you is what set apart means, and I'm going to show you from the Bible dictionary, the blue letter one. All right. So to be set apart is to be holy. So the word holy in the Bible is this is holy right here. What holy means is actually the word is in Hebrew is called Kadesh, and it's H6942. So we're gonna go into H6942, and what it means is to consecrate, sanctify, prepare, dedicate, to be hollow, to be holy, to be sanctified, to be separate. So separate, to be set apart, to be consecrated. This is the definition for holy and set apart. So we're going to find out in the scriptures. We're going to read the scriptures. We're going to start with Leviticus, and we're going to start with Leviticus verse chapter 19, verse 1 and 2. All right, so chapter 19, verse 1 and 2 of Leviticus 19. Verse 1 says, The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregations of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. This is what it means to be set apart. You got to be holy. And the only way you can get even close to that is you have to study the scriptures and let the Spirit convert your soul into understanding what it means to be holy. Brother, you have any thing you want to say about that as far as
Um,
being holy?
yeah, to be holy and to be set apart, he's asking for something that is a representation to himself. So when you go through life, you have to be set apart in the food you eat, dietary, set apart in agriculture, set apart with people. Um, because as we continue to go through the study, there's different things um, that is in reference to being set apart. And one thing is like the school systems. The school systems, you go and you send your child there, and they learn ways that you didn't teach them, and they bring it back home. So, in order for you to send them to school, you might want to teach them things of how to be set apart, so they don't get involved in situations when things collapse on them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I even remember when I went to school and I noticed it that a couple people in the class they had different cultures of how they would dress and how they would be. Far as some people always wore dresses, the female students, and then we had a couple of people of different religions, and they wouldn't do certain stuff in the school because they were taught at home. It's a lot of discipline when you around people that have different ways. Most of these people, when you do go to school, they have no knowledge of God at all. They just do whatever their parents do because the parents haven't taught them anything. And when you come in there, if your parents ain't teaching you to be strong in the Lord and keep His commandments, you're gonna fall right into the students, what the rest of the students is doing. Your child, they're gonna be picking up ways, and you're gonna be like, man, later on, my child head to turn backwards. They doing this. Well, you got to start somewhere. You got to start teaching them. It says, train up a child in the way they should go, and they won't depart from it. That's in Proverbs, chapter 6. And that's how you got to start with the children and start at home. That's how you got to get them. You got to get them set apart. You got to get them to understand what it means to be different from the rest of the people. Because people will judge you. And I know children don't like, it can upset them because they're doing this in school and you don't do that. It can upset them. Same with not just school, the world. You got to be in the world, but not of the world. That's what you're being taught as far as the scriptures. You got to know how to dwell with the Lord and not be part of man's systems, far as what people get caught up in. You got to be humble. When you're with people, it's not always about who has the best clothes and you trying to get them. It's not always about trying to keep up with the fads. You gotta get the best statuses on Facebook. That's not set apart. Forget the statuses, forget the clothes, the shoes. I got this, I got that. That doesn't even matter to the Most High. That doesn't matter to him at all. He wants your heart. He says, if you love me, keep my commandments. So when you start, like I said, when you start getting into the scriptures, you'll understand you got to put away a lot of these things that the world do. They like to do certain stuff, and you'll blend right in with them and end up caught up in their stuff. Because I've been caught up in a lot of the world's things, all kind of things, drinking, whatever it may be. I got caught up in that stuff before. Once I start reading into the scriptures, I pull myself away from the world. I don't want to be part of what they do. I want to be part of what the Lord wants because I love him enough that I want to keep his commandments and understand what he wants to do. That's what this book's for, is for you to understand what you need to do. I'm going to go to 1 John, and I'm going to read chapter 2, 15 through 17. All right, this is 1 John chapter 2, 15 through 17. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abides forever. That's what it is. You do the will of God, you abide forever.
What is the will?
The will. Well, the will of the Lord is actually let's see what it is. It's in Psalms.
I found it very important because what is the whole duty of man?
Yeah, we can go there. And this is Psalms chapter 40, I believe. And we're gonna find out verse 8. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within thy heart. So it's saying that his will is his law is in his heart. He delights to do it. This is what David is saying. I delight to do it. His will.
So these are kings that ruled over Israel, right? So what would be the whole duty of man? Well, they have ruled over his people, so they should know.
They should know. So, well, one of the kings, Solomon, he has certain things. He said after all he's been done with all the wives and everything he come up with, his final words were, and this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13. And it says this.
Hold on, go to 12. 12, try 12.
Okay, let's say that verse 12.
Yep.
All right, so we got Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12, and I'm gonna read 13, 12 and 13. And further by these, my sons, be admonished of making many books, there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's what it
Mm.
is.
Mm.
Hey, after Solomon didn't have all the wives and decided he was serving up serving other gods, he said, you know what? After I done all this stuff, this is the conclusion of the matter. Hey, it ain't even
It
worth
was
it.
all folly.
Yeah, that's all it was. And we got to keep ourselves away from these folly things. The Most High, the Lord has His days, and the people had His. The world had their days. And once you start studying scriptures, I'm not going to get into the laws and far as the holidays for the Lord today. We will do it another day. Trust and believe. We will. We're working on many studies. We will do it another day. Uh, And I know it's hard because you got other people that don't believe certain things, and friends, you want to be part of them and you don't want to look bad. Well, it ain't about looking bad before people, but it's about looking bad before the Lord. Because you don't want to tell your friends, no, I can't do this, or I don't do that no more, because it feels embarrassing. That doesn't mean nothing to the Lord. Your friends doing stuff that's not righteous doesn't mean nothing. You need to find righteous ways to do things. And that's all we're trying to say. That's how you be set apart. Because your set apartness is definitely noticed when you do righteous things. It's definitely noticed.
To the
And
required.
absolutely. And a lot of times we don't understand that we don't give the Lord the time is due. You got the
Enough
angels,
praise.
yeah. You got the angels, they say holy, holy all day long. And we sometimes, and I'm guilty of it sometimes, we don't pray enough. That's what we need to do. Try to do 3 times a day. When you get out of bed, you need to say, you know what, I didn't wake myself up. And you get out of bed, you get on your knees, you pray. Try doing a midday prayer. And then before you go to bed. And then that actually helps a lot when you pray. It settles your soul. And try to read Psalms or Proverbs. Stick with Psalms. Once you get building, it comforts you. Just gets you to get your spirit comforted.
Can I,
Um,
can I say something, brother?
Go ahead.
Um, it's based upon how you look at things. Here's what I say to that. Every day you wake up and you know you're going to eat, whatever it is, right?
Right.
So every day you wake up and you was given life. You take more pride and cherish the food you eat than the one that woke you up to eat it. So, in a sense, understand that when one day and one night has closed, that day is over and you can never go back to. So, every day that you wake up, you should give thanks because that's another day that you rise. No man knows his steps that are paid for him. So, when you walking, you got to walk with a light in front of you, lest you fall into a hole and get stuck.
Absolutely. That's the absolute truth. You don't know your steps. You don't know what day is your last day. You don't know none of that. Um, Definitely got to understand that. I'm gonna read, and this is gonna start wrapping up in conclusion. I'm gonna read Second Timothy because it's actually showing you about the scriptures how it's you have to be holy, and what how the scriptures actually help you. Second Timothy chapter 3, 16 and 17. It says all scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instructions in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect through the furnishing unto all good works. So all scriptures is by God. And it's definitely profitable for knowledge to correct anything that you do wrong, as far as the spirit actually is converting you because it's correcting you because you know these things because you read it. And it's instructions in righteousness. It shows you how to be righteous. That's what it is. So you can walk perfectly. Okay. So any other comments you have, brother?
Just a little bit of understanding as far as the will. So he created us for his pleasure, right?
That's what it says.
So a lot of us create, a lot of us consider us being a servant, like a servant, or so when you consider yourself a servant, um, that means that the Most High has given an order, so you serve. So the command is you keeping it. So when we go and we don't do it, then can you really honestly say that you're serving the Most High? Are you seeking Him out?
Gotcha.
Just to close the statement, that's just something to wonder about.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna wrap it up with John. We're gonna do John 16. Where is it? John 16. All right, John 16, and we're gonna go to verse 33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulations, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. And family, I'm going to say shalom to you. Have a good day, night, whatever time around the world it is for you. Shalom.